started to open my eyes to a lot of things that I had not seen before. And I stayed there. It was hard, you know. And I started to really evaluate my actions. And I started to really look at the people I was around and different things like that. And I mean, God just brought about a change in my life. After, you know, that I was paroled out in April. I came home on parole. And I was doing good. I was doing the right things. Of course, I was rough around it. I just what God was working with me. And I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I had went to church that Sunday, and God, you know, my pastor was preaching about, you know, you ain't supposed to be in those places, and don't go, you know, the places where, you know, God ain't, you know, don't want you and stuff like that, don't want you to be, and, you know, because there's all different kinds of spirits there and all that. And I said, you know what? Because my cousin was having a birthday party, and she wanted me to come. And when my pastor preached that, I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna go. I'm not gonna go to the party. And so as soon as I got out of church, I went to the nail shop to get my nails done, and guess who was there? My cousin was there. So, you know, she told me, like, yeah, because she didn't really have no money and stuff like that. And I had a few extra couple dollars and stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go here to the party. No. So, I wound up going to the party, and it was just the craziest thing that you can ever imagine. Ever. The whole time I was in the party, it was just a bunch of turmoil. It was so crazy. Like, the spirits in there was just, like, battling against my spirit. And, like, I'm just in there, you know, the whole time. And then after the fact, after it was over, ran into a brother or whatever, because I forgot to mention 2 months earlier to this situation, I was pregnant for a term of 7 months. And I actually, my baby had heart problems. So I struggled with that for 7 months, and then after that, he finally passed. I had a stillborn. I had to push him out, everything, no, you know, epidural, no nothing. And I was still dealing with that, you know. And so at this point in time, you know, I got out, I was out and everything, and got to some type of confusion. Something was going on with somebody that was with us and stuff like that. And so then that, you know, that was gone. We were like, it was 4 of us. So 2 of us was together, and then the other 2 had separated. Once we had met back up, and come to find out they was having a confusion with the same people that we had words with previously. And so I'm just trying to be the peacemaker, because at the time, like I said, I'm on parole. And so I know that if I do anything, I'm going to jail. You know, even I don't care what I do, I'm going to jail when nobody else there, you know, was under the same circumstances as me. So I'm like, come on, y'all, you know, come on. I was a designated driver at the time because I hadn't been drinking. Every one of them had been drinking and everything like that. So, I mean, just a riot broke out, you know. It was guys, and it was like a big riot of people, guys and women and everything. They just fighting and stuff like that. And I'm trying to, you know, get them away. And I wound up, you know, macing the crib. Mind you, it was crazy because my pastor had gave me the mace prior to that, you know. And he probably didn't think I was going to use the mace, you know, but I got into a situation where it came in handy. I really didn't need it. It was guys, it was men, it was all types of people. And so I'm trying to mace them so I can get away. So all of us can get away, because it was too many for us. It was only 4 of us, 4 women and a whole bunch of people. Make long story short, it got crazy. And, you know, men and everything fighting on us and stuff like that. And it wound up, one of the guys that was with them wound up getting shot from whoever on that side. So I'm like, this is blowing my mind right now, because like I said, if I just would have listened to God and not went to the party, because he told me, you know, in so many words not to go. And so I'm trying to, you know, leave, and I'm like, come on, get in the car and stuff like that. And so the guy came over to our car, however he got there, and the 2 women was in the back seat. He came over to our car, opened up the back door while these 2 young ladies in the back got in the car. Mind you, he had just been shot. So, I mean, there's blood all in the back of the car now. And I get out the car, and I'm, you know, trying to get him out of the vehicle. And so, make a long story short, you know, the police had already shut down the parking lot. We wound up getting taken in for questioning, and I wound up getting arrested because I was on parole, like I didn't want to do. You know, I went to jail, you know, I was sitting there again for 7 months. And I was at peace, even though I had just lost my son, you know, even though I was in a situation that really didn't have anything to do with me. You know, I just was at the wrong place at the wrong time. And I just had to realize that in each of these things, God was teaching me a lesson, because in that lesson that I learned from that was not to compromise. You know, because when God tells you to do something, you need to be obedient. And when I got there, we kept having Bible studies on obedience. And I was like, oh, why we got, you know, why we be, because we had different churches coming in. And it was like, they always, they like stayed doing obedience, because that was like really important. And I now I understand the importance of obedience. And like I stayed there, and I just, you know, had some of my best experiences with God in that place. You know, I just look at it as a training ground. Like I said, I'm just like so thankful today, because I know that it wasn't in my strength that I overcame those things, or that I went through those things, because it was nothing but God that got me through. Because I knew that I couldn't make it. I still can't make it. I need Him each and every day. I need God, because it's hard out here. This is a battle, you know, that we're in, and I'm just thankful that God is with me each and every day. That He is still, you know, making a way for me, and I'm just so thankful right now. I'm thankful, you know, that it's just so great, because now that I look at it, when I look back, I just see that it was just His divine intervention in my life, because He had something great for me, you know, and I'm still being molded and shaped, you know, so that I can do His will, you know, and I'm just thankful that He even chose me, you know. I'm thankful that He's just continuing just to bless me, you know, because I remember I was locked up and I had got on my knees. I used to pray. I would get on my knees every night, and I had prayed, and I said, Lord, you know, I had a humble prayer. I said, Lord, you know, I just pray that You just help me, you know what I'm saying? I need to be stable, because at that point in time before, I wasn't, you know, stable. I couldn't, because of my bracket and my credit wasn't all the way together, so I couldn't really get housing and stuff like that, and my name and stuff, because, you know, a lot of places look at those type of things. And I just prayed that God, that, you know, He would just give me stability, you know, and a nice, reliable car, and, you know, a job. And I know everybody say you need to be specific in your prayers, so I was very specific in certain things. And when I came home, I was just expecting God to give it to me, because I'm like, dang, I was locked up, you know, 7 months, and it didn't even have nothing to do with me. All the people who really was doing stuff, they was home, they working, they don't have no backgrounds, nothing. They were just hard for me to deal with. But I had to realize that, you know, God is able, you know, to do exceedingly and abundantly beyond, you know, and I'm just thankful. And so when I came home, I found myself at my mother's house, back at my mother's house, and I was laying in my daughter's room in the twin size bed, and it reminded me so much of where I had just came from, and it was so hard. I just started struggling. I struggled with depression. I just struggled so hard, because I couldn't understand at the point in time why, you know, I was still going through, you know, after I had, you know, stood firm, and I, you know, waited on Him and everything like that, and I just wanted Him to come when I wanted Him to come, basically. So, you know, I just took